Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, peace and blessings be upon the Messenger of Allah and upon his companions and his family. One of the important things about raising children in general in America is providing alternatives. Being a Muslim child is hard enough when there's so many things that we can't do, or as parents we don't want our children to engage in. But that's not an effective strategy unless we provide alternatives that are fun, that are engaging, while still progressing towards the goals that we have as Muslims here. Specifically in Ramadan and these sorts of holidays, I know we shouldn't necessarily think of it like this, but our holidays are competing with holidays like Christmas and Easter and Valentine's Day, which are honestly very fun. I didn't grow up Muslim, and I used to celebrate these holidays, and they're very, very fun. So now to tell my child that while they can recognize these holidays with their friends who are not Muslim and perhaps wish them greetings on these holidays, we don't participate in them, and so I feel my children have to know that our holidays are just as fun and are just as engaging, so that they don't feel like they're missing out on something. In Ramadan, and specifically when kids are young, I think one of the most important things to do is to engage their heart so that their heart feels connected with Ramadan. With young children, this can be accomplished by giving small gifts. A lot of families have Ramadan calendars where they have, it can be homemade, it can be something that you buy online, but every day the child wakes up and finds a little gift for that day in Ramadan, or a little quote or some fun activity to do. And when the children are young, this will really instill the concept that Ramadan is very fun, it's engaging, and they also learn that it's 30 days. They learn the calendar that way, and it's a fun way to get kids very excited about Ramadan and looking forward to Ramadan every year. Some of the things that you could do is do art activities related to Ramadan, or making snacks that you can eat in Ramadan. One of the favorite things that our family likes to do is make cards and make treats for our neighbors. And so we make these towards the beginning of Ramadan, and then we go in our neighborhood and we distribute them. And it's happened for so many years that now our neighbors know that, oh, okay, it's Ramadan now, and it's a nice opportunity for us to talk with them and engage with them. With neighbors who, honestly, if we didn't do this, I think would have very different conceptions of what Islam and who Muslims are. So by doing this, you're accomplishing several goals. The kids are getting excited about sharing their holiday, that it's not something to be embarrassed about, or that we're so different, rather something to celebrate and to share, but you're also educating people around you. As the kids get older, it's nice to make sure that Ramadan isn't just about gifts and just fun arts and activities, but it also becomes about achieving goals, becoming a better person, really achieving the goals of Ramadan, because we're preparing them to become Muslim adults, and so we're slowly guiding them towards those sorts of activities. So as the kids get older, the gifts and the activities can be mixed in with setting Ramadan goals. I know that at Northstar School, the school helps the children do this and rewards them for achieving these goals, which is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful activity. As a family, it would be nice if the whole family can sit together and not only the children have the goals, but the parents can talk about their goals to the extent possible, and so the children feel like, okay, my parents are also doing this. This is what we do. It's not just my school activity, but this is what I'm going to do also as I grow up and become older. One of the most important things about parenting also is parents spending time with their children. And in Ramadan, there's so many opportunities for this, not just going to the masjid or reading Quran, but a parent can go do stories of the seerah with the children. There's a very good author, his name is Sanyasnain Khan, and I think the publisher is called Good Word Books. He has a lot of very nice child-appropriate books that cover the seerah, that cover the Quran, that cover stories from the Quran about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but also the other prophets. Very, very good books that can be used if the parent isn't very familiar with seerah or stories of the prophets that can be used to teach the children. So just sitting together and reading that maybe at bedtime or sometime during the day on a daily basis, the child will love spending time with the parent, and they're also learning that these are the kinds of activities that we try to increase in Ramadan. Another wonderful thing to do in Ramadan that can also be done as a family is volunteer work or charity work. There are a lot of things in the community that happen around Ramadan, but you as a family can do something on your own where you're volunteering at different places that can accommodate children, or just giving charity, asking a child every day, giving a child $1 and say, where do you want to donate your money? How do you want to help? So helping the child start thinking about how they want to make a difference in the community and giving them the power to choose that. So these are some things that you can do. I think it's important to keep a balance between two things in general when you're thinking about what to do with your children in Ramadan. One is keeping it very fun and engaging, but at the same time not making it so commercial and material as some of the other American holidays have become. So keeping that balance in between where it's fun, it's engaging, so the children don't feel like they're missing out on other fun activities or other holidays. But at the same time, we don't want the holiday to become irrelevant and lose the true meaning. And the best way we can do that is making sure the parents are involved and engaged in doing the activities with the children. And then lastly, of course, Ramadan ends with Eid. Eid is really supposed to be very fun. It's supposed to be the best and the best holiday for our children to celebrate. So make sure that Eid is very fun. You can have games for children. It's nice if families can get together so children can play with each other. They can have an Eid party. And one of the nice things we also like to do, since my daughter doesn't go to an Islamic school, she has a lot of friends who are not Muslim through her activities and through school, is we invite over her friends who are not Muslim, and they're also engaged. And so my daughter likes having them over for an Eid party rather than maybe a birthday party or something else. But an Eid party, and then there's not such a divide between her Muslim identity and her identity as an American. It's merged together in this way. So there's so many things that we can do for Eid, but Eid should really be a focus, should really be fun, and a day of celebration and something that the children will really look forward to. Jazakumullah khairan. Wassalamu alaikum.